G'day, ladies. Just give it a minute and see if anyone comes on. Hey, Ellen. How are you today or tonight? Or your tonight, my today. That's good. Might be just me and you tonight. So, I'll just give it one more minute, see if anyone else comes on. And then we'll make a start. I might just close this blind a bit more. Oh, that's a bit better. Hey, Kathy. How are you? I enjoyed your live just before. It was good. All right, well, I might make a start. So we're going to talk about the waxing moon tonight. My today, your tonight. So we might make a start. That was really good, Kathy. I loved seeing you around your house. It was great. I'm not showing you mine because it's a pigsty. That's my first day off today, so I'll do some work later. Maybe. All right, let's make a start. The waxing moon. Okay, so the waxing moon occurs after the new moon and it continues up until the full moon. It grows and it lasts for around 14 days. So that's its 14-day cycle till it reaches the full moon. The first 7 days see it grow from a new moon into the waxing crescent and then to the half moon. And then, the half moon's referred to as the first quarter. And then to the last cycle of it is where it grows from the half moon to the full moon, and this is known as the waxing gibbous. So the waxing moon is a time of growth, expansion, action and progress, and now's the time to start working towards whatever goals or intentions or projects that you've set during the new moon. Some of the things that you can do during the waxing moon is you can write an action plan, and we'll talk a bit about that after. You can charge your magical tools, get to work, so get moving on whatever actions you need to put in place that to reach your goal or your intentions that you set during the new moon. Move and think quickly during this phase of the moon, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. You can make a vision board and a gratitude list, which could be added to your vision board, and we'll talk about them in a minute too. Some don'ts to do during the waxing moon is don't resist change, don't force connections, don't turn yourself inwards, and don't give up. Okay, that's a really important one. Never give up. You might need to tweak shit, but don't give up. Kathy said she made a vision board and she loves it. They're good, aren't they? Oh, you can't see mine. I actually had one on my wall over here, but then my hubby moved my cupboard, but he didn't take it down, so it's all behind there. So I have to get to it and fix it up one day. All right, so we're going to talk a bit about the waxing moon in its phases. And we'll start with the waxing crescent because that's the first bit after the new moon. It's occurring, so the waxing crescent is occurring 7 days after a new moon. That's its cycle. And it's a time where the light is beginning to shine on the shadows. So the light's getting brighter as the moon heads towards its full moon. This is a time of self-examination, self-awareness, realisation, and personal responsibility. And it can be a daunting time if we're going to be honest with ourselves through this. But without this phase, we will actually never grow and change. So we all need to go through it and do it. It's just part of life. During this phase, we're reflecting on our set intentions and goals we set during the new moon, and we're looking at the actions needed to manifest them. That's where writing an action plan might come into it. It's a time for gathering our energies in order to expand on things in our life, and it's a time to ask for what we need to make our intentions or our goals happen. The waxing moon calls for positive energies and constructive magic, such as attraction, wealth, success, strengthening relationships, whether that be friendships or family relationships, self-love and self-care, and abundance. It's a time of preparation to make sure that we've set the right intentions or goals. It's a time to look at what actions we'll need to take to reach those goals or intentions. And it's a time that you might want to start writing your spells and or rituals, gathering all your materials, ingredients, researching any of your herbs or crystals that you might want to use in those spells or rituals. And it's a time to start putting your intentions into practice. So some of the types of magic and spell work that you could do during this time, and these will depend on your intentions that you set during the new moon. But you could do a good luck spell or a good luck spell bag or jar, growth or self-love and self-care rituals, health and vitality spells, inspiration and ideas, spells and rituals to gain more inspiration and clarify any ideas that you might have. And if you do interact with any gods or goddesses, or honor any gods and goddesses, or any deities, that this is a time that you can start to begin your work with them in order to achieve whatever goals and outcomes you've set. And then it goes into the first quarter, which is the half moon. It occurs about 7 days after 7 to 10 days after the new moon, and it's a time for action. So this phase brings more light to our focus, so we can maximize our intentions. We don't want to minimize them. And it's a time for doing. So it's a time to focus on progressing those intentions that you've set, or those projects, and bringing them into fruition. It's a time also, the first quarter is a time that we need to keep an eye out for any signs that the universe or the divine might give us. It's a flashes of guidance, and sometimes they can be warnings too. And you might be able to find messages in the smallest of things if you're good at picking up messages. I'm still learning about that one. It's a time that we have to stay calm as well during this phase, because issues and problems will arise. and they'll come out of nowhere at us, and we need to be prepared to make big decisions, and we need to be flexible as well in our thinking and our decision making. And that's where, when I said one of the, where did I put that? One of the do's was move and think quickly. That's where you might need to do that. So it's a time for creativity, motivation, strength, action, and growing. So some of the types of magic and spell work that you might want to do during this time are things like, and again, it'll depend on what your intention is that you've set during the new moon. You might want to get into your divination now to gain answers to questions that you might have, and to ask for any guidance that you might need from any deities that you honour, or divine guidance from whoever you honour. And you could do some candle magic and rituals to empower yourself or ourselves, to give us some clarity and creativity in order to keep moving forwards towards that goal we've set. So that's the first quarter. The waxing gibbous is after the half moon, and it continues up until the full moon. And again, it's about around about 7 days. The waxing gibbous is all about the unfolding. What's taking place in your lives. And it's a time, again, for clarity, realization, reevaluation, and honesty, as this helps us to understand what we might need to give up or change any direction in. And so we do need to be honest with ourselves. Is this really getting me to where I want to go in my end result? It's important to remember that even if things aren't unfolding the way you hoped or you imagined that they might, keep going. That's why we don't give up. To keep refining and adjusting, and always trust that the universe is working in our favour. Hey Ronette, how are you? I'm glad you made it. So your magical focus and intentions during the waxing gibbous should be focused around tweaking your ideas, adjusting your course or your way of thinking, and changing your directions if you need to, in order to achieve your goal or your intentions that you set again during the new moon, and preparing for any full moon spells and rituals that you might want to do. I've got a couple of books I'll get into in a minute. Hey Tanessa, how are you? Or not, Renette, you're tired, are you? Well, it's your night over there, or evening, I presume. So it's my Friday morning here. So some of the crystals that you might use during the waxing moon are adventurine, lepidolite, charoite, rose quartz, emerald, pyrite, clear quartz, and Herkimer diamonds. You can also, they work particularly well with the first part of the waxing crescent. The first quarter, you could include crystals like azurite, clear quartz, and again Herkimer diamond. And the waxing gibbous, which we just talked about, so the after heading towards the full moon, is some crystals like yellow jasper, aquamarine, obsidian, hematite, carnelian, rhodonite, and again clear quartz and Herkimer diamond. So I've done I've got a few deities that have links to the moon, and they are some of the deities like Artemis, Aradia, I can't say this one, Arianrod, Brigit, oh my god, Ceridwen, Diana, Freya, Hina, and Marnie, Morgan Le Fay, Skadi, Thoth, Hecate, Athena, Isis, or Aset as she was known before Isis, Lilith, Pan, and Aphrodite, and I'm sure there's a lot more, but they're just some of the ones that I could find. Does anyone have any questions? I thought you might like that Hecate is part of that one too, Kathy. So anyone got any questions so far? So it's really it's all about getting the waxing moon is all about moving forward with your intentions, getting them put into practice, start everything, see how it all pans out, and then you'll start to do your refining if you need it, or change anything, change your thinking. You might need to change the way you're thinking. Something might not be going right, so you'll need to think about how you can tweak that. And Tanessa says, Isis is one of my deities also. Actually, she's really started to resonate with me, Tanessa, and I'm going to do a lot more research on her. Sorry, Kathy, yes, it is a time to it's a phase to bring things to you. So it's a doing. You're getting things done, and you're bringing everything that you've set in the new moon, in all your intentions, into fruition. So I've got a couple of books that I've got, and they're not the bee's knees, but they've got some really good aspects in them, different things. This one's quite a good little easy read, and it goes into things like knowing your moon signs and all that, but then it goes into the 4 phases of the moon. So it doesn't break down the waxing moon into its 3 phases, but it gives you an overall view, and it gives you some good ideas and things that you might want to do during this time, if I can find any. Sorry, I'm in the new moon. Bloody hell. Oh, that's what it says. Write your gratitude list. So all the things that you're grateful for. Pulling your oracle cards for divine guidance. So it's called Moon Magic for Higher Wisdom, and I actually got this one from Kmart. Which I don't even know if you have Kmart over there. So, but it's not a bad little book. And this one's the moon phases and you. It's also not a bad little book. It goes through more of the types of moon, so like the thunder moon, the changing moon, the moon of falling leaves, the frog moon, which I can't follow because our moons are different than yours. So in the way that our seasons are different than yours. So the moons that when you're celebrating your winter moon, we're celebrating our summer moon. So okay, so you don't have Kmart over there anymore. Oh, yeah, okay. Cool. I love going there and just having a look at some of the books that they have there, because they just have some interesting books every now and then. Also like this one. This is the Witch's Complete Guide to Self-Care. So if you're looking at doing something like, so if you've set the intention in the new moon of some self-love, this might help you get some really good rituals and spells from it. It's not bad. I'm very eclectic, so I'll take bits of things from each book and use it when I can, where I can. And this one's not too bad either. Again, Spells for a Magical Year. It has quite a few different full moon and new moon spells in it. So when you're looking at those phases, that might come in handy. This one is a good book. I really like this one. It's called Moon Magic, A Handbook of Lunar Cycles, Law and Mystical Energies, and it's by Aurora Kane. And this one actually does break down the phases. So it has the waxing crescent, and then it has the first quarter, and then it talks about the waxing gibbous. And then it goes into the full moon, and then it goes through to the waning, and it has the 3 stages of the waning in it too. That's quite a good book. And again, it has different rituals and things that you might want to pick from it and change, or you can use them as they are. Yeah, it has a few little interesting spells and things in it. There's one for conquering change, finding the perfect home. They're just all different. There's a healing, healing bits that you can do. And this one, which I only got on Monday, and again I got it from Kmart. I went to Kmart with Mum and she bought it for me, and I really like it. It's a really interesting book. Stacey DeMarco is the author of that one. It's called The Enchanted Moon, The Ultimate Book of Lunar Magic. And I haven't read it all, but I certainly went through the waxing part of it, and what I liked about it is it actually, I don't know if it goes through, so it starts with the new moon, and then it goes into the waxing crescent, but it goes through each day, and it's got a little ritual that you can do each day of the waxing crescent moon. So, and it gives you a little theme to go with it as well. It may or may not go with what your intention is, but you could tweak them as well. So it goes, I think it's got 6 days of the waxing, and then it goes into the first quarter, and it's got a little bit about what you can do on that. And then it goes into the waxing gibbous, and it's got 6 days of things that you can do throughout the waxing gibbous. So has anyone got any questions? Aurora Kane. Oh, yes. Yes, I quite like this book, Kathy. It's really good. I'm going to have a look at some of the other books that she's written as well. I don't have too much more information about it. I just wanted to say the only thing I used to do in the moon with the moon cycles is put my crystals out on the full moon and myself to recharge. That was about it. And when the girls said that we were going to look at different moon phases and retrogrades, I thought, well, I better do some research. And it's really interesting, and I'm going to really start getting into it. I would recommend if you're just starting out like me, get yourself a journal and write everything down. So from the new moon, write your intentions, and then go through. That's a place where you could also keep your action plan. So what steps you might need to reach that. You can also put your vision board in that as well. It doesn't have to be like on the wall. It can be in your journal, somewhere that you've got access and can look at it all the time. It also just write down things that happen through that through those moon phases, so that you can keep an eye on what's going on, and if you need to change things or tweak them, you can do that. It's really good to look back on different things that we write down, like parts of our life, even months later, years later. I think it also helps to get your head in around things as well, and perspective. So you might have set your intention, but is it there in your face, clear, so you can always see it or go to it. Anyone got any questions? I feel like I'm rambling now. Oh, thank you, Ronette. Yeah, I love this shirt. It's getting a bit daggy now. So Kathy says, just go back, hold on. So, yeah, after the full moon is when you do your banishing work and moving away from you. Yes, and I've actually, I think it's next week, doing a live on the waning moon. So that's when we'll get into talking about all that too. What else? Oh God. Kathy does a lot of book shopping from Books A Million. I haven't heard of that one. I'll have a look at that. And Amazon, of course. And yes, we did see your library. It's bloody huge, your library. It keeps moving. What's going on? Ah, Kathy. No questions, but you need to bring your ass to the US. I need a go hang with you. Oh, yeah. I think we'd have a lot of fun and laughs too. And I think your hubby and my hubby might get on very well, Kathy, from a few things that I've picked up about your hubby. Very well indeed. I'm hoping, I really want to come over. I want to meet some of you girls so badly. So maybe in 2 to 3 years, I'm planning a trip over. I get to sell my house. I've got a house in Queensland that I just rent out up there. So when I can sell that, yeah, I'm gonna. Sorry, I was just reading a comment. I'm gonna come over. I really want to come over. It's one place I've never been to, America. So yes, I'll make it happen. I will, most definitely. So does anyone have any more questions or anything that they'd like to talk about in regards to the moon, the waxing moon, or anything really? Oh, whereabouts does your husband's aunt live in Australia, Kathy? Is Ellen? Is that Southern California, SoCal? Because really, I'm an Aussie. I have no idea. I'd love to go to Southern California if that's what you're talking about. Oh, cool. Thank you. Yeah, I think I'll do a big trip around quite a few of the states over there, and hopefully I can get to meet as many of you as I can. It'd be wonderful. If I don't go to Kathy's first and get trapped there, we might have to just all meet at Kathy's. What part of Australia is she in, Kathy? Do you know? I hope she's not in the eastern states. they've been copping a flogging over there this past few months with all the floods. And so we've just had our summer, obviously, because you've had your winter. The Gold Coast, yeah, they have copped a hiding up there. So I hope she's all good. We usually get really bad bushfires in January to February, or from December to March, really. We've had no bushfires, except one that was self-lit, but that was easily contained. But the floods on the East Coast are incredible. Crazy weather. Okay. Oh, cool. The Gold Coast is beautiful. Lovely beaches. And so anyone got any questions? Anything? I hope that was okay. So I'll just recap quickly. It's a actually, Kathy, that's a good idea. I might hitch a ride with her. She'll know where the hell she's going anyway. I have no idea. So just a quick recap. The waxing moon is a time of growth, expansion, action, and progress. So it's a time to put those intentions that you set into action and start getting them coming to fruition. That's all right, Tanessa. Thanks, Kathy. So has anyone got anything else they want to say, add, do? It's a bit, it's a bit hard when you're just sort of separating them two, because they're a cycle. The moon phases. It's a cycle, and I think it's easier once you've got all of the cycles and you've got your head around them to actually put them into an action plan or whatever. Start doing. But I'll talk about the waning moon. I think it's next week. Oh, thank you, Janessa. And so hopefully that will put a bit more into perspective for you. And then I'm not sure who's doing the full moon, but anyway, that's coming up too. So is there any more questions or anything? Before I head off and wake my daughter and no? All right, well, lovelies, I'm going to go. If there's nothing else, I hope that was useful in some way. And if you do have any questions or anything, please feel free to put them in the comments and I'll get to them if I can, if I know. Thank you, Tanessa. I will have a great day and you have a lovely evening over there. All right, girls. Well, I'll catch you soon. Blessed be, guys. See ya.